Alright, here we go again. Playing some more Way of the Samurai 4. Still going fast, still doing new game, Light of Hope ending. With some brand new strats. So let's see how all this pans out in the end. Right. So without further... Oops. I started early. Also, there's no ocean. It's interesting. Alright. For reals this time. Let's go. So, part of the fun new time save involves running a lot less, a lot fewer places, because I managed to completely forget that this game has fast travel. So obviously you want to go speedy fast where possible, which usually doesn't mean doing a lot of menuing, but in this case fast travel is going to save a reasonable amount of time. So we're going to see how that goes. Still going to try and get a bit of money off these guys, so I can buy some supplies from the old man. And buy supplies from the old man, I actually mean steal from the old man, but it's okay. He'll forget all about it by the next time we come to town. Right. So far, so good. So this is a slightly new run, so I've reset my my splits. Oh, I need to remember. Okay, this way. To remember which way is the right way. Yeah, so I reset my splits because I've added a couple of new splits to try and make it. Let's try and make it a bit more readable. Alright, so 1:59 is a pretty fast time for that, actually. It's not bad. Oops. So we're going to sell... I'm going to sell everything, because I'm not going to use a sword at all. Oops. So let's just sell all that. Although I in fact don't need to sell because I'm not going to pay for it anyway, so that's kind of a bit of a waste of time. And as always, menuing is the hardest part of any video game. Alright, so... Step 1 is done. I have... Now you see, this would have been a great place to have done some fast travel. So I need to get into the habit of pulling open that menu at times I want to pull it open, as opposed to all the other times when I tend to pull it open when I don't want to. Alright, so sleep until tomorrow. As soon as tomorrow starts, we can go to... Where am I going? Little Britain. That's where I want to go. Because we still need to open that hospital. It's an important part of this route. So we need to apologise to Laura, the incredibly underage ambassador. I don't know what the UK is thinking about that one. She is far too young to be a government official, if you ask me. Alright. So, beat up our friend Dojima, who should be the new blacksmith if we were doing a somewhat proper run through. And I'm going to try and get that camera away from that pillar, because that's kind of annoying. So the camera is one of your greatest enemies in this game. It is a little bit funky. Trying to keep it in the direction that you want it to be in is difficult. Almost as difficult as dealing with his grabs. Oh dear. I think it's a little unfair that I'm coming at him with just fists and he's kind of trying to mack me with that sword. Oh dear. This is kind of awkward because my range is very low and his range is very far. I can't let him get too far away, otherwise he will regen his health. Although, looks like I could do with regenning my health a little bit. So, I'm gonna have to eat that up. Okay. So, I'm using the same heavy attack the whole time because the light attacks actually don't do a lot of damage at all. So your best bet is trying to keep with heavy as much as possible. Okay. I should unlock the chain heavy attack soon, which will make this a lot nicer. Don't think I'll get it in this fight though. More's the pity, because it would be incredibly useful. Alright. Oh, there you go. I literally unlock it as I beat him, unfortunately, but there you go. It's just the way things are. Right, so let's open a hospital. Oops. And let's go to town. Yes, here's town. To make sure this language school gets open. Now this one is also a lot of fun because this NPC can be a bit of a pain in the buttocks. So let's try and get him to follow me as much as we can. And avoid these guys as much as possible. Now what he's probably going to do is sprint off in a random direction. So you need to tell him to come with me again. Oh. Apparently my allies are doing a very good job this time, so it's good in that there's less people to deal with. It's bad that we had to get that cutscene. Oops. Oh no, and he's run off again. This is a problem. Ooh, don't wait there. Come with me. Alright, so we now officially are very slow in this section, which is quite upsetting. Right. The camera. Oh no, oh no, he's gone missing again. There he is. Okay. Not sure what took him so long. Presumably he got stuck behind that guy, which is the other fun thing that AIs like to do, is get stuck behind people. One more. That's that done. Alright. And last, we go to the shrine to make sure that dang casino gets closed, because gambling is bad. Alright, try not to bump into these guys too much, so hopefully they don't stand into doorways too frequently. Alright. So, apologize to everybody, because I basically upset everybody to some extent or another. There we go. It was a weird end, but okay. It still works. Cutscene. And teleport to harbour. Alright. So it's the fun first... I just realised I've messed up my... Okay, no, it's fine. So it's the first playthrough. We have now set the world in the state that we want. Also, we bought a whole bunch of stuff we didn't end up using, so probably can do without that next time. Okay. Right. Right. Still no water, which is interesting. That's never happened before. Alright. Okay, skip. Okay, here we go. So, we will be attempting... So the first trick for the Light of Hope, aka True Ending, is to get through this first intro section. It can be tricky because you need to kill a group of 4 Prajna before Akari, the Prajna leader, decides that you're just not worth the time. Oops. And you need to convince him to fight you so that you can beat him, and then you can beat everybody else. And that's basically the starting point for for the rest of the run. This is annoying because if they go down here, it can be kind of hard to get to. So we want to kind of get them somewhere where they won't run away too far or get pushed back too far. And this is basically the first place where this whole run can fall apart, but that was pretty okay. Alright. So now it's the Akagi fight. It's very simple here. You're just punching him a lot. He's not super good at dodging my stuff, so he'll just take a beating. So the second one is Melinda. Melinda is hard as nails, or at least has a lot of health. So we're just going to throw out the Spring Harvest, wail her until she goes down, and a success. Kotabuki. Again, fairly straightforward, this guy. He's not super good at attacking, not super good at defending. Really, Melinda's the one that gives the most trouble. She tends to block quite a lot, and her blocks are often not super easily countable. Oh, and I just messed up the whole run, because I forgot an important section. Alright, so back we go. Let's reset this whole thing. Whoops! So I forgot during the Akagi fight I had to actually kill the cannon dudes, which messed up everything. Hooray! That's okay, because it's not so long. We can go through again. So the one thing I forgot... Oh dear, there's a lot of button pressing for that bit. Alright, so yeah, the trick is you need to kill the guys manning the cannon, shooting at the 3 sisters, so that you can fight the 3 sisters. And that's an important part of ensuring that you are on the Light of Hope route. Okay, no items on that guy. So what we'll probably do this time is we'll save a bit of time by not... by not buying stuff from the old man. Maybe I'll buy a couple. I'll buy a couple for safety. Because Dojima tends to have a habit of kicking my ass a little bit, so... I don't need to sell anything though, so I can skip that section. And I will just steal a bunch of stuff from the old man. Just to be sure. Okay, do it that way. Kinda did it wrong. That's okay. We can salvage. That's still not too bad of a time. So that's okay. Alright. So let's just buy a couple of things from this guy. I'm actually sure it'll let me... Yeah, okay. So if the guy's chasing you, you cannot fast travel. So that's good to know. That is the downside of picking up some safety items, is that it does stop you from being able to fast travel, which was costing about 30 seconds. So in a real speedrun we probably would not do that, but this is still a bit exploratory, so I think it's okay to be a bit safe. Alright, back to the hospital. So, same again. Open hospital, open language school, get that casino closed, and then we can go back and do the proper sequence of events to get the true ending. Right. So this fight is going pretty okay. So this should be a pretty fast hospital. That's good. Assuming I don't mess it up in the last hit. Oh no, I messed it up in the last hit. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that was a good hospital. Let's just kick him while he's down. When I say kick him while he's down, I mean kick him while I'm waiting for the next section to open up. Alright. Okay, so we can get a better language score this time. Last language score. The lecturer was very, very uncooperative, so hopefully this time we can get him to be a bit nicer to us. Right. So I'm going to come through here, and I'm going to try and grab him again. Get him to come up this direction. So I don't want to run too far ahead, because I think he doesn't like it when I get too far ahead. So I'll just make sure he is right behind me. Okay, I need the map up so I can actually look where I'm going. Okay, alright, this is a good one. Oh, and you got beat again. Akagi, why you get beat up so much? Alright, that was a good language school. So that was like 2 minutes faster than last time. I think that's definitely an improvement. Oops. Alright. So, I'm not getting blocked this time too. This is going to be a fast shrine, if nothing else. Right, let's try and jump over that guy. Oh, and right into that guy. Oh, there's two of them next to each other. Oh, that's the worst. Okay, it's fine. I lost a bit of time. Try not to hit that. I'm noticing if I jump at that time, I end up bumping my head, which is not ideal. Do not want to be bumping heads. Alright. Okay, I don't actually have... Okay, I'm going to try and eat this mushroom. Now, I was hoping that was going to get me the fast... Oh dear. The fast eating... Oh, come on. Let me eat the fish. Oh, you rotter. Right, so I'm trying to eat that fish during the fight so I can get the speed eating perk. Because it's just reasonably useful if you need to take a quick bite. It's not necessary for a speedrun, I suppose, but I was trying to do it for safety. Just if I needed, I could get a quick heal, but it's okay. We can manage with that. We can try and get it at... There's a couple of other places where it's pretty good to munch on some food for that speed eating perk, so if we feel like we need it, we can get it later. Alright. Okay, so... Alright, this time I need to remember to beat up the cannon guys. Okay, cool. I got my second fight. I definitely need that for the Akagi fight. Or to get to the Akagi fight, I should say. Because otherwise, I don't think I can get the damage down I need to beat those guys. Although I have a red pepper as well, except... Actually, I might do it at the end of this. When there's one guy left, I'm going to eat that red pepper. I'm going to try and get the speed eating perk. It's also going to give me some extra strength, which hopefully will make the next fight easier against the four guys. Oops. I definitely want to use up all my bad fighting luck on this guy rather than the next guys. Okay, there's another onigiri. So 2 onigiri is nice. That's a bit of safety health. Alright, so take your hands off her. Oh dear. Alright, so there's always... Oh dear. Didn't last very long. Oh, okay, this is problematic. So there's always one pretty high health guy. So as soon as this guy goes down, the other two should be pretty fast, depending on where this guy is. Oh, I didn't make it! Shit. Alright, so that's the trouble. So it's the big problem with the full martial arts run is you do quite a bit less damage than the sword run. You have fewer abilities available to your combat range is a lot shorter, so it's just a lot more difficult to get the punches that you need in, and because that fight starts so close to the steps, it's very easy for them to either fall off, fall down, or move out of range. So you're kind of at the mercy of fate, I suppose, with that section. So if they're nice, it's fairly straightforward. If they're not nice, you can be in a lot of trouble. And it's quite a fine line, as you can see, to get the timing, to get those guys beat up before the that hidden timer runs out. Basically, if that timer runs out, then it is a full restart at that point. You are in a bunch of trouble. Now, the other weird thing is, with a sword run, you can actually with the sword run you can fill up your spring harvest bar. That's the word I was looking for. You can fill up your spring harvest before you get into that fight, which means obviously you just spring harvest everybody. It's super fast, and it's far safer. But martial arts, for some reason, is a lot slower at filling up that bar, so it puts you a little bit behind. Okay, we are going to town. So we're going to town because it's pretty fast. Place to get asleep. Although, because I didn't beat up the guy, I'm thinking I probably don't even need to do that. So I can probably save a bit of time there as well. Now, ideally, what we would have is a slightly safer way of managing that fight. The problem is you lose all of your items, which are kind of the useful things when it comes to guaranteeing damage, especially the mushrooms, so you can get so you can get your spring harvest gauge filled up. So we may need to just be a bit smarter about where we take those fights to make sure we reduce or eliminate as much as possible the amount of downtime from them, you know, backing away, getting knocked back, running around, all that shenanigans that we are not interested in. We just want them to run up, get punched in the face, and then die. Too early. Okay. Alright. Which means we get to do, oops, we get to do everyone's favourite thing, which is messing up the dialogue. But we get to do everyone's other favourite thing, which is escorting the lecturer. Oh yeah. Love escorting the lecturer. Okay, come on, talk. Wakarimashita indeed. Alright, so hopefully he just needs to get... Are you kidding me? Okay, here we go. So I'm going to grab him again when he runs up here. I don't mind taking a couple of hits there, it's not such a big deal. Just looking to get him to find me down here. And I'd sooner people were obviously chasing after me than chasing after him, because there is a chance that he might get hit. And usually if he gets hit, he'll just panic and run off in a random direction. So as much as possible, we want to get him safely to that bridge. It was a pretty good one. He didn't get snagged too much. Akagi also didn't die, so we didn't get that cutscene. So pretty good. Ooh. And we have a nice little skip there, which I'm not sure yet what that is or what causes that, but obviously just get a little teleport. I think it's probably clipping on some geometry somewhere, and it just sends you to a safe spot in front of you. But getting that with any regularity is probably going to be fairly difficult. Alright. I'm going to apologise for being up all his guys, which seems pretty easy if you ask me. I feel like if he's been up all your guys, you would be a bit more upset, but there you go. He's that kind of guy, I guess. Doesn't hold a grudge. Okay, that was a good fight. Alright. So we are very, I was going to say very low on martial arts skill. We haven't fully unlocked everything we want to unlock yet, but we should be able to in the next couple of fights. If nothing else, it shows that those fights were pretty fast, so that's good. We are being speedy run man. The bad thing is, the wrong button. The bad thing is, we still need to hit these guys fast enough to get us to the game state that we want to be in. Alright, there it is. Right, he does not have any goodies for us. So ideally, we'd pick up a mushroom or something there. So we could get our spring harvest. But the game is not being very nice to us at the moment. So it's... Oops. Alright. Let's get out of that horrible loop of me getting a sword to the face. Don't enjoy that at all. Cool. Right. So, I'm going to try and fight this guy first, because I want to draw everybody away from those irritating steps. So this is the higher health guy. Uh-oh. Okay, you can stop blocking now. Alright, one more combo. Alright, that's a good fight. Alright, now this is probably the most annoying part, is getting these guys to fight you. So in oops. Come on. Okay. So when you have a sword, they are much more willing to fight you. For some reason, when you're just slapping them around, they just think you're having a laugh, you're messing about. So yeah, it's very awkward. That's okay. We have stopped the cannon from shooting, which means that boat out there is going to make its way to the dock right when we needed to make it to the dock. And we have our spring harvest, which I'm going to use now. So you're looking for two things, both them for them to go down on their knee, but also you can look at the health bar as well. Basically remember roughly where the health bar needs to be in order for them to surrender. Kind of judge it based on how many punch-kick combos you think you're going to need. So there should be one more. Preempting these cutscene skips. Alright. And now the sisters. Here we go. I did not pick up any healing items this time, which is kind of annoying. But these guys have a much lower, what's the word, threshold for surrendering, so it's actually the easiest of the three. 4, however many battles there are. So the fact that there's 3 of them is obviously kind of awkward, but they are not particularly strong, so it's okay. Okay, so we're going to the main plaza. Wherein we are going to see Kiragawa, the big bad, which we're not going to see very much of to start with. We'll see more of him later. But first, we need to beat up Kotobuki again, because we are being very disruptive to Kinagawa's appearance. He's come all this way. But he does shoot Akagi, so fair play to him. Alright. And that's 2 very, very quick splits. And we want to then go immediately to the shrine. So Kagi, leader of the Prajnas, is now in hospital. Kogure is the interim leader. But he doesn't really know what's going on. He's kind of a good second in command. He's not so much of a leader. So he's going to have a sad time with running the gang. Okay, so we'll just... Doesn't matter what you say to him there, so we'll just ask him how Kagi is. Alright. So this is a good place for 2 things. One is to learn speed eating, and one is to pick up some free items. So it's quite a lot of demon scales to fight here. Oh, don't really want that. Let's just throw that other guy. So yeah, so there's quite a few demon scales. There's quite a few waves of many people to fight. So I was completely wrong split for some reason. I think I forgot to do the intro split. Oops. So anyway, as I was saying, quite a lot of people to fight. Good chance for these guys to drop items. Say that they're not doing a lot of item dropping at the moment, but I very much would like some steamed buns, steamed cakes, because they give basically full vitality, which means I can get full heal. Ooh. good, I missed it. Yeah, which is it's kind of a problem at the moment. I'm much lower on health than I would like. Oh, he's going to get shot. It usually happens later, but it's okay. Alright, so this is the second round. Ooh. Damn it. That is why we would very much like to get some healing items, because otherwise you're gonna die from some random guy stabbing you through a door. Sad face. Alright. Third time, as always, is the charm. So let's just keep going. This is why we do practice for speedruns. Because anything can happen, anything can go wrong. Probably will go wrong. It'll probably go wrong twice. But that's alright. Because speedrunning is about playing the same game 1,000 times. So I do have another run I want to, or just another version of this run I want to try, which actually involves keeping the sword. So part of the reason we take martial arts is the damage is actually pretty comparable to a sword, surprisingly. Because it still takes 3 hits to down that guy even with a sword. But, and later on you get into a fight where you are already barehanded, so getting some points in martial arts is pretty valuable. But it's only one fight, so it's not necessarily... Oh, ding. Okay, let's do that. So it's not necessarily needed for this run. It's just something that kind of pays off later on. But it's also possible that just taking a sword is at least more... what's the word? It's safer, I guess. It's more reliable. That's the word I was looking for. Although, admittedly, the second reset had less to do with the reliability of martial arts and more to do with the fact that I just didn't get any good health item drops in any of those fights. So I'm looking to get at least one, either in the run-up to that fight or partway during that fight. So because you don't keep items... Stop meleeing me. Grabbing me. So there's basically 3 reasonable sized fights from the start to that big demon scale fight. And the rest of them are, well, including that big demon scale fight, the rest of them are all kind of story based stuff. It's just running and talking to people, so it's not a good place to grab items from. But you are fighting a lot of guys, so it's really just bad luck to not to not get anything out of any of those fights. On the plus side, I'm getting better at that menuing, so it's nice. It is useful to get better at that. Alright, so let's go to the top here. Let's hope he doesn't get too caught. He is very caught, but it's okay because they're killing each other. That is a thing that will happen when they are bunched. Okay, I want to avoid this guy hitting me too much. Got him. Alright, so this should be pretty good now. So let's just make sure he's following. Yes, he is. I will do a quick walk to make sure I stay far enough ahead that he'll run, but not so far ahead that he'll forget to follow me. Okay. It's not bad. Cool, let's go. Let's go close the casino. Okay, so Spring Harvest is good. So the JJ, oops. I knew that was going to happen. Oh yeah. The random pathing of AIs. Everyone's favourite RNG. Right. Apologise. He's alright. He's like, that's cool. Alright, let's just immediately Spring Harvest this one. So I have a reasonably full bar. So I should just be able to get him into a corner. And then take him out. Good fight. I thought that might be wide enough to squeeze through, but apparently I am larger than I thought. Alright. So, hoping for good luck. Although the sort of fighting away from the stairs was fairly successful, so I think we can stick with that in terms of winning speedrun strats. Ooh, onigiri. I'll take it. Immediately take out that guy. I kind of wouldn't mind finding, there he is, the high health guy just to get him out of the way. Because he's probably the one that would cause the most problems. Alright, it's a good fight. Alright, I got one of them. Okay. So the fun thing about this game is... Oh. I was going to say, only one guy will ever fight you at once, as Akagi just helps me out and kills that guy. I'll take it. Oop. So if I can get this guy to focus on me, that'd do. It feels like that's the way to do it, is just let Akagi kill them. But yeah, if I can get them to focus on me, it means I don't have to worry about Akagi fighting me. And obviously they're slightly easier to deal with than named characters. I'll mess around with Melinda. I will just take her out as fast as I... Oh no. Okay. This is sort of the other problem with martial arts, is because you get so close... Oh dear, I didn't time that well. Because you get so close, sometimes the lock-on just goes a bit squiffy. And if you're wondering what happened there, if you don't switch off your spring harvest before the bar runs out, you will get briefly stunned. As long as you've been wailing on people enough, they will get staggered at the same time, so you'll get a good bit of recovery. But obviously it's not ideal, you kind of want to end it as fast as possible. And again, that's something that tends to be faster with the sword, because there's two ways of ending a spring harvest. One of which is by sheathing your sword and looking cool in classic action movie style. But the other one is just to literally kind of flick the blood off your sword, but keep it unsheathed. And keeping it unsheathed is significantly faster. It's a much shorter canned animation. Right, cool. Alright. So the first thing I'm going to do in this fight is actually eat. This should give me speeding. Yeah. And it gets my vitality up a little bit. Unfortunately, fighting with nothing but heavy attacks does drain your vitality, but I should be able to get full health off that anyway. Okay. Shrine. So, full health this time. I feel much better about that. Let's just make sure. So the other thing, jumping also reduces your vitality, or at least jump kicks do anyway. And because jump kicks are slightly faster, we want to use them. But I also want to make sure that my health is completely full, because I don't want a repeat of what happened last time. That was very embarrassing. Or at least it would be if this was live somewhere. Right. But again, looking for some item drops, aside from whetstones, which are not useful in this version of the run at all, because I don't have any edged weapon on me. Well, I say on me. I don't have any edged weapon that I'm using. Right, so try and take down apparently I'm taking down the demon skills. I was trying to take down the infantry, but this guy will do too. A whole bunch of glass bottles that I don't want, so let's just throw them all these guys. Right. So another onigiri spam. Let's take out some more of these infantry. So infantry are the worst, because not only do I have an incredibly small range, but they have an irritating habit of backing away. This guy... Okay, this guy just does not want to target me. So it's better just to go to someone else. Whoever the game thinks I'm supposed to be targeting. Alright, so I'm going to quickly eat another onigiri. Fight two guys at once, why not? Alright. Just wanna... Oops. I can't believe I actually dodged that bullet by being behind a corpse. That's incredible. But what I mean to say is that was well planned, exactly as I wanted it. Seriously, just pick one. Pick one of these guys to lock onto. Anyone will do. Right. So, I'm starting to pick up stuff I don't care about, so I'm just going to eat it quickly. So hopefully... Oh, Koguri's taking down. So I'm trying to hopefully finish this before Kogure dies. Because that's a cutscene that I don't particularly... Dang it. An unskippable one that I don't particularly want to see. It only takes 2 seconds, but obviously the fewer annoying 2-second cutscenes I have to watch, the better. Full. I have too many whetstones and too many blade oils that I can't use. Right, so hopefully... Okay. I was going to say, hopefully that's the last guy, and it was. Alright. So, let's go to the black ship. So we're going to meet JJ. JJ has completely forgotten that we beat the crap out of him earlier. Because that was a different guy. That was a different nameless samurai. That wasn't me at all. So we're best buds now. He's not even upset that I shut his casino. Oops. Which I'm pretty sure is where he would be if the casino was open. Rather than in the basement of this ship. Pretty sure they're not called basements, but okay. So we're going to convince him to go outside and have a good time. And if you play through the Foreigner Path, JJ's idea of a good time is to walk you into an ambush with a bunch of assassins. I mean, purposefully walk you into an ambush. Just because he wants to see you kill a bunch of guys. But we are going to get him to do something far more wholesome on this flying ship. Alright. Come on, JJ. I'm going to show you the joys of sushi. So this is basically an auto-scroller. There's not much we can do to make this go faster. It's all dependent on how fast he gets around these corners. It's a very stimulating pace. Okay. So we go to the shrine. I'm going to ask Kogure what's up. Kogure is going to say, I don't know what to do with my life. The only thing I know what to do is kill people, so I'm going to go kill people. So we need to talk to him so that he knows he has to run off to kill people. And then when he runs off to kill people, which I'm actually going to set up now, we're going to somewhat firmly suggest that actually no, he doesn't want to kill people. He wants to just get on with everybody in live a life of harmony and peace. But before he does that, we need to tell him that he's a dirty sycophant and that all he knows is how to try and be like Akagi. So this is us convincing him that he doesn't want to be like Akagi. As you can see, we are very convincing. Okay. Come on. Okay. We'll tell him he's lost. Sad face. Okay, so actually, so we're just going to go to the harbour and then we're going to come back again. So this time it's quicker just to run back, because menuing is hard. Okay, we'll go back to full damage. Because for the next section we don't want to keep people alive, we want to very much keep them not alive. So apparently the demon scales don't like learning English, so they're coming to cause mischief. Luckily, Kogure is in here secretly learning his letters. So we can just let him kind of do his own thing. He'll damage some of these guys up for us. So even if he doesn't kill anyone, hopefully he'll keep them low health enough. Except for that one guy's regaining health again. Right, let's try and kill him first. So usually, in a good run, Kogure will actually kill someone. He's not being super useful today. But that's okay, because we get there in the end. Alright, so next, back to the harbour. We're gonna go see JJ. Where am I? Okay. No. Yes, this way. Okay. So, last we left JJ, he was in the sushi bar. The next time, oops. Next time we see JJ, he is behind the sushi bar. Apparently some people don't like it very much, so JJ is now arrested. But that's okay, because JJ has friends. I feel like something is wrong. So I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be something else. Wait. I made a goof. We are not on the section I thought I was on. Alright. So this time we are going to the magistrates. Behind the magistrates, I don't know if you can see that on the mini-map. There's a little room and it's called the torture chamber. It's not a clever name, it's actually a torture chamber. And we're here to save JJ because we don't want him to be tortured. Alright, so this is fun. I'm going to try and stay in this room as much as possible. Actually, maybe it doesn't matter. So there will be more guys spawning. Cool. They don't tend to spawn while those rooms are on camera. I'm also not entirely sure what the spawn conditions are, so this section's kind of awkward in terms of timing. Because just getting the guys to spawn can be a bit awkward. Kinda would have liked that mushroom, to be honest. But that's okay. Oh, God, yes, I forgot this one. Lots of cutscenes we need to skip. Okay. Right, this time we go to the main plaza. So we're going to go talk to Laura. And Laura's going to be like, I don't like what's going on. And we're going to be like, yeah, it ain't great. And she's going to be like, hey, how about we go do stuff at the magistrates? And I say, sure, why not? And then there's just... Oops. Apparently I hit nobody. Okay. I'm gonna spring harvest this. So this is just kill a bunch of guys. Alright. Manus. Okay, so it's about 5 guys. And now it's torture time. My favourite part. Alright. So this is, fun enough, the first torture is actually the hardest torture, because you have to balance mashing the B button, but not too much, so you hit your head. But mashing the B button to stay up, and then mashing the A button to not get hit by her mace, which is a very pointy mace. If I do get hit, I'm going to fall down, and those flames are hot, and that horse is pointy. So I don't want any of that nonsense. Oops. Which is that. I don't want any of that nonsense. Alright, there we go. That was a good brace. Cool. So, first torture done. And it probably will not surprise you to know that all sisters have a torture. So 3 sisters, 3 tortures. So this is sort of the most pedestrian of the torturing. That's probably the hardest thing to do in the game. Is that thing right there where I have to go one right and then one left immediately so she doesn't hit you. That's effectively the only tricky part of this entire section. The rest is just waiting for them to throw all of their rocks. I'm pretty sure it is a fixed pattern. I haven't actually sat down to figure out exactly what the pattern is. But you can basically just sit on this square and 90% of the time you're okay. It's only every now and then that you have to move. In fact, she's looking at that. I don't think it is fixed. I think there are just a series of patterns that they go through. Right. So this one's the most interesting one. Oops. You have to do the opposite of what I just did, which is not breathe when you're underwater and then breathe when you're above water. So obviously I breathed when I was underwater. It's not a good time. It's not a good time at all. But I can get my oxygen, I guess, back by breathing enough when I'm out of the water. It's not too difficult, this one. You just need to not mash the wrong button and you'll be okay. There's only 2 rotations left. And the last rotation where it just holds you underwater for a bit. Because why not? Oop. And then when she hits you one more time, which I forgot about completely. It's okay, because you get loads of health. Alright. So this is, in theory, the section that... Oops. That knowing martial arts is beneficial for. Because... yeah, you just have no access to any weapons. And until you beat up one of the sisters, and then she will drop her weapon, or she will drop her weapon. Now obviously if you're running... Ow. If you're running a sword... if you're doing a sword run, which I'll probably try after I finish this run, you'll want to fight the sister using the single sword, because that's what you'll have leveled up, that's what you'll have access to. So that's what we're going to be trying in the run after this one. It's not too late. I'm going to try one more run. It's getting a bit late, but I think we can squeeze one more. He says before he's even finished this run. So... Oop. I'm gonna drink that wine. Okay. Apparently medicine is not used to heal yourself, so go figure. And how did she grab me in midair? That's impressive. Alright. So we are getting close to the end of this run. After... oh, the steamed cake. You should really grab that steamed cake. Okay. Right, so we're just going to go straight for Kinagawa. Gonna go straight for Kinagawa. There we go. So we enter end game. Okay, nice jump. So what I want to do is beat up this guy. I'm trying to save my Spring Harvest because I'm going to have to fight a bunch of demon scales very shortly. So I'm going to fight a bunch of demon scales. Then I'm going to... Actually, am I going to Spring Harvest then? Kind of need to figure out when I'm going to Spring Harvest. I haven't quite decided. So I have a bunch of demon scale elites specifically that I want to beat up. They tend to be the trigger for that fight. So I want to beat those guys, because, yeah, I beat up Kanagawa. His arm looks pretty broken, but he's actually not dead. So I think what I'm going to do is actually save my Spring Harvest. I'm going to just focus on these elites. They don't have that much health. They're pretty easy to beat. So I'm just going to focus them down. And after these guys, I'm going to run to the harbour. Right, any more? Yeah, there is one more. Where is he? There he is. Oh, there's two more. So we're going to run to the harbour. I'm going to fight a bunch of masked dudes. And that's kind of where I want to use my Spring Harvest. So I'm going to beat up. This is a couple of named guys, and then a bunch of masked dudes. I need to beat all of them. In order to get to the next section, so okay, kind of. There we go. I'm gonna fight the name guys first, just to get them out of the way. Oops. And then fighting these guys will hopefully fill up my Spring Harvest bar again for the final fight against Kanagawa. Looks like a steamed cake. Too many things that I actually don't want and can't use. I just want to grab that. Hopefully not going to need it, but it is there for safety. There it is. So this is actually quite a long fight because there's just so many of them. And it's also sort of where I wonder if just keeping with swords isn't better overall. Because I get a feeling once you get some decent sword abilities, that's actually ending up going to be faster. Alright. So now it's just mopping up these last four guys. It won't give me a full Spring Harvest bar, but it will give me quite a lot. Should be enough to get the last fight through pretty quickly. Alright. Last guy. Cool. Alright, so this is it. Final fight against Demon Kinagawa. So we literally just Spring Harvest. It's actually not a bad place to get him stuck in the corner. Now, even with a full Spring Harvest and getting my combo meter high enough to kind of add a bit extra, it's not going to be quite enough. But, ooh, oh, I forgot to put my swords, pull my fists out again. But we can keep him in this corner. He shouldn't be too much trouble. Uh oh, now he's going to be trouble. Because now he's up there and I can't get up. Okay. Okay. Right, I'm going to try and get him down without him regenerating health too much. Oh no. Because if... Okay, there we go. Because if he regens health... Oh no, don't go up there again. Okay. Then all that Spring Harvest will be for nothing. Okay, regenerate it then. So again, this is one of those situations where position is basically everything. And if he does that, you don't want him to be somewhere where he can get stuck and you can't get to him. The things you learn when you're trying to speedrun. Oops. Oh no, now I fall down. Oh, this is bad. This is bad. Okay, this is not bad. Okay, he did not regen. And now he's even more stuck. That's it. Cool. Right, so time will be when the outro screen pops up. And time. Alright, 41:28. So, enjoy the unskippable
お互いが理解し、信頼することによって内乱の危機は去った。
by unskippable, I mean completely unskippable. You can't even Alt F4.
寿やモロをはじめとする仲間たちの無実を認めさせた。信頼と権威を取り戻した幕府方は休む間もなく庶民のために働き、日本国中にあまねく安全と平和をもたらした。
So I'm just going to do stuff on my phone
開
while I
国
wait.
を促した外国は日本の貿易と産業のさらなる発展を促し、日本は近代国家へと急速な発展を遂げていった。上位に命を懸けた若者たちは草の根に生きる道を選んだが、日本人の誇りは常に持ち続けていた。網浜の海に今日も朝日が昇る。大海原に差す日の光はあの無名の浪人のように自らが輝ける希望の光となって後の世の人々を照らし続けるのだ。
And yes, even the credits are entirely unskippable. We all have to sit through this together. Alright, so what I'm going to do is pull up the screen again. I'm going to fiddle with some stuff in the background while the credits roll. You can just listen to the nice credits music. Alright, we can watch this little ending sequence. Alright. So now that's done. Almost samurai. Save that. Okay, so I'm going to do a quick setup. Now I actually have a feeling that... Okay, so I'm going to just quickly make sure that my splits don't go wrong. Because I'm not quite sure how this... Wait a second. Wait a second. Alright. My splits are weird. So that was my old... Those were my old splits. Alright. I need to monkey around with this a little bit. Can I Because I don't want to reset and then lose that time. Because technically it's better than my last... Oh, it's because my best segment's 0. Oh, I think I did something wrong when I was setting this up. That is very upsetting. Okay. So... Wait. Yeah, that's right, because those numbers aren't right. Alright, what I'm going to try and do is salvage this. Except I don't have millisecond time. Alright, I'm going to reset. Yeah, okay, I thought that's what was going to happen. Alright, so I accidentally... Oh. Okay, well, apparently it fixed itself, so it's just save that just to make sure. Hey, okay, this software is pretty cool. It saved me from horrible embarrassment of losing all my splits, so that's good. Way to go, a little bit of software. Okay, so I do have my fastest time, which is a 41:28. Okay, so that's for my Fisticuffs run. What I'm going to do now is load up slightly different splits. I'm going to make sure these are right, because they are not. Okay. Alright. Cool. Save. Alright. So this is... I have separate splits for this run. So this run is going to be more or less the same. Except this time I'm actually going to run with the sword. As opposed to martial arts. So that means... Oh God, I'm pressing all the wrong buttons. Right, you know. I was not prepared at all for starting that run. Okay, let's reset. Alright, let's get comfortable first. Cool. As I was saying. So... Oh, shoot. Speaking and trying to coordinate my hands at the same time, it's very hard, especially at this time of night. So, I'm going to start the timer first, and then I'm going to start talking. Here we go. So, the run is going to be broadly the same. I'm going to run through all of the same settings, the same events, but with an extra step, which is the shiny new sword split. So what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to upgrade... Well, okay, so let's start with the actual order. So I'm going to do the first two events, which is open the hospital and open the language school. That's going to give me... It's going to be 3,000 monies. Okay, need to get out of that endless loop of me getting stabbed. Alright, so it's going to be 3,000 monies, which is going to be enough to upgrade a sword. The sword I'm going to upgrade is the one I'm going to loot from Dojima's corpse after I kill him when I open up the hospital, in order to open up the hospital. So he has a fairly good sword, oops, for the stage of the game that I'm going to be at. Or at least the amount of stuff I'm going to do, the amount of opportunities I'm going to have to make money and upgrade things. His sword is going to be a good place to start from. And irrespective of the starting strength of your sword. The cost for upgrades is the same, so it's actually much better value for me to upgrade his sword than upgrade the sword that I start with, even though the sword that I start with is better than 90% of the swords that you pick up at the start of the game. Oops. That was not good pathing. So I'm not entirely sure if this is actually going to be faster. Oh yeah. Okay. I feel like, in theory, it should be, especially if I can get a good amount of upgrades on my sword. It should, oops. Should, in theory, offset the extra time it would take to upgrade it, certainly. I think in general, swords are just faster, although the one thing I forgot to consider, which I've now just noticed, is the there we go. Is the durability. So I am going to lose some time just keeping my sword in one piece, which is something you don't need to worry about with my fists. Alright, I want to make sure... Oop! Because you don't get a lot of time to pick up his sword. So I want to make sure I grab that. And then the other thing I need to do is make sure I equip it. Okay, the other thing I want to do is go to the map to go to town. Yes. Alright. So the reason why I like this route a little bit, and I'm not actually going to need my sword, so, is because the end of this mission is outside of the smith shop, so I'm not going to have to go anywhere extra. Ouch. In order to do oh, he's really stuck this time. Okay. In order to do any of the upgrades. I really did not want to have that happen to me. Alright, come on. But it's okay, I don't mind losing a bit of health. The other thing about not using fists is I lose a lot less vitality when I'm fighting. Because I can stick with the double poke regular attack quite a bit, which does not use your vitality, which means I have more vitality for things like regenning my health. Alright, so there we go. Let's see if... I'm going to sell all my swords. Then I'm going to refine this. I'm basically going to put as much money into this as I can. I'm going to do one extra, which I can't afford. And then I'm going to kill him. Because the game won't let me leave the level until he's dead. But now I can go to the shrine. No, I can't. Okay. How about now? No. Okay. So it really wants me just to run out of the run out of the level first. Alright. Okay. So now I have... I'm not actually sure. So when you smith a sword, the strength upgrade is actually random. I think it's within a range. I think it's in a range. It is within a range.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure what the parameters are, but the lowest is usually 9, but the highest can be as much as 12 extra strength per upgrade. So I got 3 upgrades, so it's between 27 and 36 extra strength. On the base of the base sword is 30, I believe. So more or less doubled the strength of this sword, and it just cuts through things, which is super useful. Okay, now I do get a good amount of money for completing that mission, but the end of the mission is not... Well, it is in the town. No, it's not. It's the main plaza. So because it's not in the town, and because the other mission finishes literally right outside the smith's place, there's definitely additional value in doing it then, rather than trying to do that extra mission and then upgrade the sword. I don't think you would even have the money required to get an additional upgrade on top of the one I steal anyway, so yeah, I'm not sure there's a lot of value there. Blah blah blah. Alright. Yeah. So, as I say, a lot more damage. So the time save trick is going to be whether you can kill the right sister quick enough. Oops. In order to get her sword. So that you can start fighting with a weapon rather than barehanded. So the other benefit, is hitting them with a sword upsets them a lot faster than hitting them with your fists. Now, what I'll probably do, as I need to go to the main town anyway, is steal a bunch of whetstones from the shopkeeper man. Oh dear. There you go. Come on, seriously? Oh dear. Oh, this is the worst. That was literally a waste of a full spring harvest bar. That's disappointing. Yeah, so I'll still steal some stuff from the old man because I need to go in that direction anyway, and whetstones are going to be a much more critical item in this run. And I'd sooner not rely on... Like, the perfect speedrun run would involve picking up 2, at least, whetstones by this point to sustain you until the later demon scale fight, where hopefully you'll pick up some more. But there's a lot of hope and a lot of ifs and buts and hopefullys, so especially for the first run through I would sooner make sure I can guarantee some success in the run by not breaking my leveled up sword. Oh dear, there we go. Luckily that's a transparent map so it doesn't get in your way too much. I actually almost forgot about that combo. Alright, so as you can see, I get to the end. And my weapon is already busted up. So actually what I might do... No, I'm also a bit low in health. So I'm going to buy 2 dried fish. And then he only has 1 whetstone. Are you kidding me? Oh wait, my space. Oh. Wait, what? Why is it saying... Okay, now I have 10 available space. Apparently that takes up space. Okay. So let's get 1 dried fish, 2 whetstones. Alright. Don't know what the deal with that was, but never mind. Waste a bit of time. I'm still ahead of where I was, ironically. So I'm going to use both whetstones. Make sure that's maxed out. And again, I'm going to eat my food at the start of this fight to get my speed eating. Still a very useful talent. So even with all that faffing about, oops, still a pretty fast time. I'm not sure why this time is, why I'm getting gold splits everywhere. Oh, because I, yes, that's right. Because I'm teleporting. Of course it is. Also getting better at actually pressing the button for my splits, to be honest. Alright. At some point I'm probably going to have to combine my Fisticuffs splits with my sword splits, just to figure out which one is exactly fast. Did you just jump and shoot? Oh, I need that steam cake. Steam cake is the best. Come here. Okay, cool. So again, gonna need some whetstones, because I would rather not. I'm not actually sure I can buy them from anywhere now. I think my cool. So I might be able to get some from the smith if needs be. Okay, there's one. Alright, I'm definitely gonna need a couple. I feel like 3 or 4 at least. There's one. He had a carrot. Ooh. Another on again. Come on, play nice. There we go. Sometimes the dodging in this game makes me sad. Alright, that was a good fight. The fact Kogure didn't go down is pretty value. Wait, what? Why are you... Don't give me that. Alright. Okay, did pick it up. Apparently he did not like me sharpening my sword right next to him. Shoot, I forgot to do that. Apparently that was still a personal best split. Whoa, okay, that was fast. I'm glad I got that caught on video. Oh boy. I actually get to watch it again. That was super swell. Alright. Oops. Out of the way. Right. So this is a useful part because it does mean I get to have a drink while I wait. As JJ gets stuck on literally every sailor on the ship. Right. He's probably going to get stuck there. Yeah, there he goes. Pressing all sorts of wrong buttons. Alright. So Kogure is going to have his chance to fight me when I stop him from beating up our good friend Moro. So it definitely has the most technical part of the movement tech. Because getting the timing of all those jumps is kind of awkward, and if you mess it up, you end up actually losing a good amount of momentum, which means doing the trick and failing is a lot slower than doing the trick and, well, just running, basically. Alright. Luckily, when you turn your sword around, it becomes perfectly non-deadly. Actually, if I was going to repair my sword, I think this mission... yeah, would probably be it. Because again, it's going to put me outside. But he's asleep. Of course he is. Alright. I should have fast traveled this one. It's too late now. Alright. Got my split. So I'm going to quickly drop by the smithy. Stare at that guy's face. I'm going to polish it. So I don't have to use any of these whetstones, and I can afford to do so without annoying him, which means I don't have to fight him, which means it doesn't take as much time. Okay, I need to remember to make my sword deadly again, because I want to kill these guys. Alright. Now, ironically, the downside of using... Oh dear. The downside of using a sword compared to fists for this section is all the tables make it very awkward to actually get to your guy. So actually this section is much better on martial arts than it is for swords. But in theory, speed of killing people should still be high enough to make it worthwhile. Alright. And let's go to harbour. We'll go down this way. I think this way is faster than going the other way, because it's a lot less windy. Alright. Cool. Okay. Let's go save him. Time to do some fun torture shenanigans. So these guys basically die in one hit anyway, so this is gonna be about the same with swords as it is in martial arts, but obviously you get the extra range, which is still super useful. I'm gonna take the polishing powder. Come on, spawn. Please spawn. There you go. Pick up the money. I don't need any more money in this run. I will take that one. Just because. Alright, nice. Ooh, yep, not yet. And, okay. So this is looking actually quite a lot faster than just punching. Though I don't exactly remember the times for these sections. I think I'm a few minutes ahead still. Okay.
Oh boy.
Excuse me, Laura. Unfortunately, I don't think it's actually possible to hit Kinagawa there. I thought it would be a good opportunity just to stab him a few times, make the rest of the game a little easier. Cool. Now for the fun torture. Alright, it's a good start. Perfect brace. Not so perfect brace. So obviously once you get the rhythm, this is not too difficult. I'm not sure if I should be proud of the fact that I'm getting good at this. It seems like something to not be happy about being good at. But there you go. It is what it is. I can be proud of it even if it's not something to be proud of. Necessarily. Right. This is a good time just to relax and take stock of your life. And get through that part, which is the most difficult part of this torture sequence. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. I think I should be good for the rest of these throws. So I should have to dodge one more individual. And then the rest is all good. Alright. Now the last fun one. Remembering not to breathe underwater. Hello, Eliotiano. It's... Oops! Oh, now I'm breathing underwater again. It's best not to ask questions, is what I'm going to say to that. It is fun, niche Japanese games. Alright. Okay, so we should be good now. I've got past the most concentration-y bits. And then remember that she's going to hit me. Cool. Successful torture sequence. Alright, so now I want to fight specifically you? Oh no! Okay. Yeah, I definitely am feeling the loss of the additional... Oh, where is she? Oh, where is she? Oh no, don't drink. Oh, it's the worst. Okay. So yeah, I'm feeling the loss of the additional heavy attack that you get when you level up your hand-to-hand fighting. But as soon as I kill her, I'll be able to pick up her sword. Okay. And then we're back to fighting that I understand. Basically just involves doing that until she dies. Okay. Try not to kill my allies, but they do tend to get in the way, so alas, we'll call that collateral damage, I guess. Alright, cool. Oops. Oh, yeah. Also suddenly very loud fire. Let's ignore that. Let's pick up that steamed cake. Because steamed cakes are delicious. Let's remember to press the split button. Alright, so first things first. Kind of wanna... Oh wait, I'm fighting the wrong guy. To fight Kinigawa. There he is. Alright, so at least I've got my sword back, which means it's nicely upgraded. And I'm doing good damage again. I'm still not quite sure if this damage is gonna be enough to make leveling up the sword worthwhile. So it's entirely possible that just doing the whole thing martial arts is still just a lot faster. Ooh, it's a good juggle. Alright. Skip cutscenes, skip cutscenes, skip cutscenes. Oh yes, I forgot this bit. So at some point I'm going to really want to sharpen my sword, because otherwise I'm going to have a sad time. Alright, what am I going to do now? Before this guy stabs me. Oops. So I'm going to try and face the right way to start with. Okay, there we go. Try and use the polishing powder after this. I don't want to fight this guy. He's not who I'm after. Yeah, that guy. Killing all the elites. I want to get all the elites. The other guys I don't care about. That was actually faster than I expected. It's kind of funny. Okay. So again, running low on the elites. So I stopped that early because I just realized if I don't level up my or raise my spring harvest gauge before the last fight. It's actually probably going to be pretty slow. So as much as I was wrecking face with my spring harvest on these guys, actually don't want to use it too much. Still want to try and get through these guys quickly. Oh, that's a sad face. Alright, try and kill you. Oh dear. Corpses on the battlefield. It's always a sad time. Alright. Nope. So I've noticed that about the female models in this game is they're really hard to get a full juggle on. The guys you can get fairly consistently. If you knock a woman up in the air, then they will often fall down before you can get a proper juggle. I want to do another whetstone. That's not the whetstone. And now I've dropped my whetstone. Right. Usually, if you start polishing as soon as you kill someone, you'll get just enough time to use abilities or eat or any of that good stuff before they punch you in the face. Suddenly sounds of fighting. Because I pressed the start button to skip the cutscene too early. Alright, so first things first, let's get him away from the stairs, because I don't want to get him stuck. Cool. And then spring harvest. Slice until he dies. Okay. Slice until he mostly dies. Ooh. Alright. So we finish as soon as the cutscene starts. Not these cutscenes. Now. Alright. Cool. So that was surprisingly fast. I'm going to turn down the game sound a little bit. Because it's just going to get in the way. So yeah, let's compare that time with my martial arts time. Let's see how it was. 41:28 compared to a 40:17, so it's a minute 15 seconds faster to upgrade your sword than it is to punch everybody. It's actually quite interesting. I did not expect it to be that fast. I expected it actually to be slower. And that was with a whole bunch of time spent messing about in menus when I didn't need to. So yeah, I think for this route, keep a sword, level it up, do more damage. It's the way to go. Yeah, it was a good run. That was 2 successful runs today. 2 new PBs. One for the martial arts run, and one for the sword run. Which I think technically is still a world record, because I think I'm still the only person that's actually running this. Which I'm actually going to check right now, because I am interested to know. because there's not been that many people that have been playing this game recently. Yeah. In fact, it's a lot of me certainly speedrunning it anyway. But yeah, I am gonna call it an evening because it is getting very late over here and I still have work tomorrow. So 2 successful runs. I think I'm going to stick with the sword route. I'll see if I can optimize that a little bit more. I wonder if there's a way of just getting one extra level in there. Thanks, Eliatino. See you around. Thanks for popping by, supporting your not so local speedrunners. Yeah, probably more of this tomorrow. No, I think I'm busy tomorrow. More of this on Saturday. I have some time Saturday. But that'll be during the day, so much earlier than this time. So I'll probably not catch the Western Americans. Mostly this will be for, well, unless you stay up very late, I suppose. But yeah, thanks for checking it out. And I will see you guys the next time I'm running this, which is probably going to be Saturday. So yeah, see you then.